The Rock has been outed for lying not once, twice, 3 times, but multiple times. How do you think he got all that muscle? Because he's the hardest worker in the room? Because he's up at 4:30? We've seen The Rock's workouts, using those bikini girl weights. But eventually, there comes a time when you can't keep doing what you're doing. Coach Greg, in today's video, an update on The Rock's weight loss. And so you guys all wanted the truth. What happened to The Rock? Why did he lose all that weight? And so many people speculated that he was sick, that he perhaps had the C word, that things weren't going well. The smarter people said, well, obviously he just opted off the sauce. I mean, how else do you explain him losing 27 kilograms, which is about 60 pounds of muscle?
I think we all know there was something else that changed his physique tremendously, and that's most likely PEDs.
You heard Ozempic face, as if The Rock somehow went on Ozempic and lost all his muscle. Does that even make sense? Bro was already very lean. But the most common one of all, which most people are spewing, is that he lost the weight for a movie role. And so the movie role that people saying he had to lose all that weight for, it's called The Smashing Machine, where he plays Mark Kerr, a freaking Sasquatch of a human being, a jacked up, roided up bodybuilder who happens to be a UFC fighter. How many of you think that The Rock had to go natural to play a juiced up monster who beats people up in the ring? Does he kind of not already have that look? And so does that make sense? Logically, would The Rock have to lose 60 pounds of muscle to play a guy who has 60 pounds of muscle? No. Next. Let's think of our timelines. How many people think that because the movie just outed, remember, The Rock received a 15-minute standing ovation. He had an outstanding performance. Everyone's talking about it. I can't wait to see the movie. I believe it premieres October 2nd. How many of you think that that movie was recorded in the past, I don't know, let's call it 4 to 5 or 6 months? Or did he not lose several stones going from The Rock to a pebble after the movie was taken? Gravel Johnson, he no longer has the hopped up, roid looking physique. His face, he no longer has the same roundness. I'll call it a little bit of puffiness. And that oftentimes is a result of using performance enhancing drugs, namely testosterone converts to estrogen, and you can get what's known as a moon face. When you're on performance enhancing drugs, you don't even realize it, but your face begins to swell. And so upon going off of these things, his face would get a lot thinner. Many people looked at his thinning face and thought, that's Ozempic face. That's a guy who has cancer, who's sick. No, it's a guy who simply hopped off. If you're looking at the movie, does this look like a man who lost a significant amount of muscle? Or does it not look like a guy who's jacked and huge and literally looks like a rock? Did they in fact use this movie role as a scapegoat? A reason to appease the fans, to explain why exactly he lost all that muscle? Remember, The Rock has been outed for lying not once, twice, 3 times, but multiple times. For example, you all remember The Rock said, hey, this is my first time in this fast food restaurant.
This is the very first time that I have ever tried an In-N-Out burger.
It's my first time eating this burger and fries. It was his third, with evidence. Why lie about it being your first time in a fast food chain? I mean, why would you do that when there's video evidence showing that you're not? Or The Rock previously saying, oh, I haven't had any candy since 1990, whatever. Really? The Rock, who's a known binge eater? How do you think he got all that muscle? Because he's the hardest worker in the room? Because he's up at 4:30? We've seen The Rock's workouts, using those bikini girl weights, walking around, trying to make it look like it's harder than last time when he's lifting almost nothing. Or is it the steroids? We've seen his heart. We know he has cardiovascular disease. He's spoken about it in a video.
What they thought was plaque in the circumflex valve.
They tried to downplay it, but I've shown you the evidence. The Rock's physical transformation stuns internet WB icon loses. And so Dwayne, who looks like he's had several kidney stones removed, stunned fans with this new slim down build, shredding around 27 kilograms. For the unversed, he had to shed the muscle due to a drastic weight loss he underwent for his role as former MMA fighter Mark Kerr in his biopic, The Smashing Machine. If he had to lose those 60 kilograms for this movie, the movie which was wrapped up months ago, it's finished filming, why is it that he's only lost the weight now, following the movie? Or is it more likely this? He kept using performance-enhancing drugs to play the role of the movie. Think of it. He's going to have to both lift weights. He's going to have to do cardio. He's going to have to train MMA. He's going to have to recover from injuries. He's going to have to be doing this multiple hours a day, each and every day, training in various methods. Imagine how difficult that is at 53. Do you really think that's the time when he's going to hop off? When he needs it the most to be able to fit the role of the movie. For that movie, he had to take steroids. If he would have been natural, he would have lost his muscle, he wouldn't have had energy, he would have been injured, he would have had brain fog, low libido, low energy. And so how could he have played that role? The Rock, essentially what he had to do was pivot. For years, decades in fact, he played the role of the big bad superhero, the bald man with a lot of muscle, told jokes, and played the exact same character in every movie. Many of them were success, some they never did so well. But eventually, there comes a time when you can't keep doing what you're doing. I mean, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold can't run around doing things to people with his shirt off that he once did in the 80s and 90s. He had to play a different role, a different character. The Rock had to do the same. Following this movie, he's thinking, well, I need to be healthy. I need to change the roles that I'm playing. I can't be close to 300 pounds of muscle until I die, because if I do, dying is going to happen sooner than last time. Dwayne Gravel Johnson, formerly known as The Rock, he's been chiseled down. This movie is a scapegoat or a false pretext. It isn't the true reason for him losing all that weight. And by weight, I mean muscle. Why can't The Rock, for once in his life, simply tell us the truth? He lies about almost everything. He says exactly what you want to hear. Oh, The Rock eats 6,000 or 7,000 calories a day. Sure he does. Sure he does, Rock. The Rock doesn't eat 6,000 calories a day. What's next? You think The Rock only drinks Zoa Energy? The Rock, he never has candies, and the only cheat day he has is on Saturday, and it's about 45 pancakes tall. And if he's lying about fast food restaurants that he's been to, then saying it's his first one ever, but yet it's his third, documented third, what else would he lie about? Does anyone still believe that The Rock went on performance-enhancing drugs once as a teenager and somehow managed to continue to grow muscle into his 50s? Is he going to come out and say, hey, you know what? There's this word I learned, it's not even real, a polymorphism. And one time I took PDs back when I was 18 or 19. Perhaps he took some SARMs, something, androstenedione or something. And because of his polymorphism, it allowed him to put on more and more muscle for eternity. The Rock, if you think, has been 100% natural for all these movie roles, then I don't know what to tell you. Frankly, it's been more and more ridiculous each and every day. People claiming to be natty, saying natural in their bio. And if you do claim that you're natural and people don't believe you, you do have to prove it to some extent. For example, you have to show some blood work. You have to go through a drug test of sorts. And if you don't, the people who are accusing you of being fake natty, well, they kind of win. But if you show that you're natural, or at least try to show that you're natural, well, you got to get the benefit of the doubt. And so innocent until proven guilty. But The Rock, he hasn't shown his blood work. He hasn't been drug tested. And so why not come out and say, you know what, guys? I've had a long career. I'm worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And I want to tell the world that my health is suffering. And I made the conscious decision to stop abusing performance-enhancing drugs. From this moment on, I'm only on HRT prescribed by my doctor in lower and healthier doses. And yes, I'm smaller. I'm no longer The Rock. I'm perhaps a smaller pebble, but I'd rather be a pebble than a tombstone. I'd rather be alive. Having 50, 60 extra pounds of muscle is not worth taking 20 years off of your life. If you think it is, it's because you're young and you haven't lived that life. You don't know the years that you'll be missing. And so if you think, oh, if I can make it to 40 or 50, well, that's good enough. It's because you're not 40 or 50. Once you get to approach 50, for example, myself, you'll be singing a different tune. I turned 50 in under 2 weeks, and I most certainly don't think I've lived enough life and I've done it all, and I don't need 50 more years. And so if I can rewind the clock and not abuse performance-enhancing drugs, I would do that in a second. You don't need all of that muscle. I keep seeing people saying, oh, you know, this is safe, that's safe. Some guy just sent me a video.
Oh, if you want to build muscle like steroids without the side effects, you just use peptides, IGF-1. There's no danger.
Peptides still have danger. If you're taking MK677, IGF-1, the various drugs that you can be given, they still have side effects. For example, type 2 diabetes. And so just because some of these don't give you acne or gyno doesn't mean they don't change your body and take years off of your life. And so be careful what you wish for. Now, one thing we know is healthy is Turk Builder Max. It's WADA approved. You're not failing any drug tests. It's not taking years off your life, as well as GO2 Max. In fact, this is going to improve your cardio. More cardio you do, you're likely going to live longer, get you to a healthy weight. This is going to give you more energy, going to train harder, enhance recovery, and put on more muscle than last time. Code Greg, 15% off. And if you don't think that it works, that's great because we have a money back guarantee. And so you can try it with no risk to yourself. You get your money back if it doesn't work as well as you were hoping, as well as a $20 gift card. Remember, Code Greg, 15% off. Many people don't understand that by looking at blood work, you can see just how healthy you are or what's wrong with your body. And so if you're looking to get your blood work done, please click on the link in the description, and I strongly suggest Algo RX. The reason is because they have the utmost quality service and it's very, very cheap. You don't often get both. Just as good, for example, as Merrick Health, but for approximately 50% of the cost. And so if you need, for example, enclomiphene, tadalafil, which is Cialis, Viagra, telmisartan, or perhaps you need to lose some weight, you require a semaglutide or terzipatide, click the link in the description. These are pharmaceutical grade, prescribed by a doctor. The Rock's physical transformation stuns the internet. When something stuns a group of people, it's likely something dramatic that happened. People thinking it's cancer, people thinking he's sick. Ozempic face. He stopped taking steroids. Like, why are we even asking this? There's people that still think that he's natural. Do people still think that Michael Hearn is natural? I mean, are they going to come out and say there's a weird polymorphism where you take steroids or SARMs or peptides or whatever at the age of 18 or 19 once for a couple months, and that changes you for the rest of your life? No, you can't just change the muscle nuclei and maintain all of your gains and build on this for years to come. That doesn't happen. If you're on steroids and you stop, you lose muscle. You don't keep the gains. And so I don't care what excuse you're going to give The Rock. There's no way that The Rock could grow into his 50s while being 100% natural. That is not how life works. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like this video if you liked it, watch one of those two bloops. Of course, the HTLT supplements, Code Greg, 15% off. You can get the cookbooks, coaching plans by me and my team. The best cookbook in the world if you're considering trying to lose weight and you want to eat bigger servings than last time with lots of fiber and protein with easy recipes to make. Pictures of all the recipes. There's about 200. Trust me, if you have this book in your arsenal, it's going to be so much easier to lose weight and keep the weight off for your life. Code Greg, 15% off. And until next time, I am out.